Hi everyone, good morning. And welcome to another session of FB Live hosted by Craft Space. My name is Joey. I am a craft instructor at Craft Space. Today we are going to talk about a special topic which interestingly a lot of people do not understand or in fact try to relate. Yeah, interesting enough that we can remember 10-10. Yeah, every year we have 10-10 sales. We can remember that. But World Mental Health Day, which happens on 10th of October, every year people don't realize, right? So today we are going to talk a little bit about mental health problem, some of the symptoms, what are mental health, what are good mental health, in fact, and whether mental health can actually affect children. So these are the topics that we are going to talk about in a while. Yeah, so please stay tuned, find a comfortable spot because there are a lot of information that we hope to be able to share with you because like it or not, mental health issue is the second biggest disease after heart disease, especially in Malaysia. Yeah, and you know that COVID-19 pandemic, yeah, has had a very major impact on people's mental health. Yeah, some groups, including not just normal people like us, yeah, some includes the health and other frontliners as well. Students, for example, people living alone, and those with already with pre-existing mental health conditions have been particularly affected. And worse is those helps also disrupted because of lockdown. Yeah, so that is why we need to highlight this issue so that we can identify if any of our friends or family are actually in this condition at this point of time. All right. The overall objective of World Mental Health Day, yeah, is to raise awareness of mental health issue around the world and also to mobilize efforts in support of mental health. Now, this year, the slogan is mental health care for all. Let's make it a reality because it is a real situation. It is no longer just hearsay, you know. So that is the reason why we need to have or understand, yeah, what is mental health. All right. So what is mental health? Any one of you understand? Yeah. So being mentally healthy doesn't mean that you don't have mental health problem. Yeah. Of course, if you are in good mental health, you can make the most of your potential. You can cope with life. You know, you can play a full support or full part, yeah, in your family, workplace, community, and among friends. Some people call mental health as emotional health or well-being, and it's just as important as our overall good physical health. Okay. Now, mental health is everyone's problem, yeah, or everyone's business, because at times we may feel down, okay, we may feel stressed or frightened, okay. Sometimes we do not know where to go or how we express ourselves, yeah, and most of the time this feeling will pass, but prolonged sadness or prolonged stress is a problem or a challenge, yeah, in itself. And it could happen to any one of us, all right? Okay, so let's talk about some of the problems with mental health, right? So it ranges from worries we experience as part of everyday life to very serious long-term conditions, yeah. Majority of people who experience mental health problem can get over them or learn to live with them, especially if they get help early. Yeah. Now, it usually defined and classified to enable professionals to refer people for appropriate care and treatment. Now, whether or not we know we are having mental health issue or problems, sometimes there are signs and symptoms that can be seen, yeah, but sometimes it doesn't. So it is good to always take a look out on those people who are close to us, to see whether you can actually feel the difference or feel that they are totally different from who they usually are. All right. So some of the symptoms, yeah, we can actually divide, the professional actually divide these symptoms into two groups. Yeah, one is neurotic symptoms and the other part is psychotic symptoms. Okay, so neurotic covers those symptoms which can be regarded as severe form of normal emotional experiences, such as depression, anxiety, or panic. Conditions formerly referred to as neuroses are now more frequently called common mental health problems. Yeah, so it's common now. Last time it's not so common, but now it's very, very common. Now, less common are psychotic symptoms, which interfere with a person's perception of reality and may include hallucinations. Yeah. So if let's say they start seeing things, hearing things, or feeling things that no one else can, that is where we know that it's a psychotic problem. Okay. It can affect the way we think, we feel, and behave. So these are problems that can be diagnosed by a doctor, not by anyone else. But we can see some of the symptoms now. Now, signs that we can see, yeah, prolonged sadness or feeling down, yeah, confused thinking or reduced ability to concentrate, excessive fears or worries, or extreme feelings of guilt, extreme mood changes of highs and lows, withdrawal from friends and activities, significant tiredness, low energy or problem sleeping, detachment from reality, delusion or hallucinations, inability to cope with daily problems or stress, trouble understanding and relating to situations and to people, problems with alcohol or drug use, major changes in eating habits, excessive anger or violence. Now, the worst is suicidal thinking. Okay. Sometimes symptoms of mental health disorder appear as physical problems such as stomach pain, back pain, headaches, or other unexplained aches and pains. Those are minor ones. Yeah. So we have to also take note. Now, findings from local studies in Malaysia show that prior to the pandemic, 20% of the people in this country experience symptoms of stress. Yeah, so stress is the major symptom for mental health. However, the rate has gone up to 38%. By 2020, mental illness is expected, well, again, it's already happened, yeah. It's a second biggest health problem affecting Malaysians, yeah, after heart disease. Now, mental health problems are very common. 1 in 6 people experience a common mental health problem. Yeah, but most of the time it will go away after a while. It's only those prolonged symptoms that we need to take care of. All right. Okay. So how do mental health problems affect people? Now, anxiety and depression can be severe and long-lasting and have a big impact on people's ability to get on with life. Yeah, between 1 and 2 in every 100 people experience a severe mental illness, such as bipolar disorder, yeah, and have periods when they lose touch, yeah, with reality. People affected may hear voices, see things no one else sees, hold unusual or irrational beliefs, feel unrealistically powerful, or read particular meanings into everyday events. Yeah, so that is how bad it can go. Although certain symptoms are common, no two people behave in exactly the same way when they are unwell. Many people who live with a mental health problem or are developing one try to keep their feelings hidden because they are afraid of other people's reaction. Yeah. And many people feel troubled without having a diagnosed mental health problem. Yeah, although that doesn't mean they aren't struggling to cope with daily life. So that is the reason why we need to make sure that we are alert and aware of what is happening around for those people who are around us. Yeah, because if they can get treatment earlier, then it will be better, right? So later on, we will talk about what is good mental health. Yeah. Okay. It's a customer. All right. So before that, let's talk about what we are going to do. All right. So today we are going to make a distress ball. Now, there are a lot of distress products, yeah, in the market. All right. So some of it can be very popular. Some of it is not, but some of it can be also very expensive. Now, I can think of a few that is very popular at this point of time. Squishy, that is one. We have the reversible octopus, which comes in a variety of characters now. They started off with reversible octopus, where they will have sadness or angry face as well as happy face. Now they have like every you if you can think of a character, they have it. You know, the unicorn, cat. In fact, they just came up with Among Us characters. The most recent popular one is Pop It. Yeah, I'm not sure whether you have heard about it, but if you ask your kids, they will know Pop It. Yeah, I have no idea how distressing it is because I don't find it distressing, but it is a very popular product at this point in time. Now, so today we are going to do a distress ball or what we call a stress ball using a balloon, right? Now, if let's say you do not have a balloon or flower, then we can do a squishy, all right? So we will try to see whether we have enough time to make both. Otherwise, then we will make one and then I will guide you how to make the other one, all right? So to make the distress ball, first of all, we need balloon, okay? One will do, all right? And then we will need yarns, okay? And then we will need a bottle, some flour, okay? And a permanent marker pen, all right? And then we need scissors. That's all. Now, if let's say you are not doing the distress ball, but you are doing the squishy, so we need a sponge. The bigger, the better, so that you can actually squeeze it. Yeah, so that is the reason why we call it squishy. And also, if let's say you have fabric paint, it will be helpful. Otherwise, permanent marker will do. All right. So some of you may ask that what kind of sponge that we use. Okay, memory foam is a good choice. If let's say you have those old unused memory foam pillow, you can actually cut those because those are slightly harder and then it's more fun to squeeze them. Okay, now otherwise makeup sponge will do. Okay, those big ones. If let's say you do not have those, then we can use those sponges for dishwashing, but try to find those with very less holes one. Yeah. Okay, so let's start. First off, we need to fill up half a bottle of flour into a bottle, empty bottle. Make sure it is dry. Yeah, so make sure it is dry. What we do is you can cut a tiny hole and then you start to fill it up. Alternatively, if let's say you have a funnel, you can use a funnel. Yeah. If you do not have a funnel but you need one, you can always fold your paper. Okay. Fold your paper and make sure that at the bottom there is still hole, and then you put it in and make sure that the hole doesn't come out. Yeah. Otherwise, when you pour your flour, then it will go all over the place. So what we do now, we just pour. Okay. So make sure we have we need half bottle, yeah. This is a small bottle. So if, let's say, we were to look at the quantity or how much to pour in, a cup would do. If, let's say, you have a measuring cup, otherwise it is 250 ml roughly. The more flour you put inside your balloon, then it will become bigger, okay? And if, let's say, your balloon is very big, then it is best to put more. Otherwise, then it will be too small and it's not fun to squeeze, yeah? So, of course, in this stage, all the flour will be flying all over the place. But don't worry, we can always clean up later on. Okay. So let's pour in. All right. Let's put our flour one side because we don't need it anymore. Right, so let's put it inside. Continue to fill your bottle. Okay. So let's fill it up slowly. Try not to make a mess. Otherwise, then it will be a huge problem to clean up later on. All right. So half a bottle is done. Now, in this, what we do next is we need to blow the balloon. Yeah. So choose one of your favorite color. All right. And then blow it big. Not too big, but it's big enough so that it is filled with air. Okay. So if you have a pump, it will be handy. Okay. So let's pump it. And then after that, we need to cover it. Okay. We need to attach the balloon onto our bottle. Okay. So how do we attach it? Make sure you hold on to the neck of your balloon, or if, let's say, you want to twist it first, you can twist it first, yeah, so that it's easier. And then after that, open up the hole, and then cover it. Then only you let it go. Okay. Now, the reason why we need air inside is so that when we pour the flour inside, then it stays at the bottom, yeah, so we can still see it, right? So next thing is you tilt your bottle upside down and then start to squeeze all the flour into the balloon. Okay, you can see the flour is going in. Okay, make sure it is all in. If you think that it is not enough, then you can repeat the process and add more flour, but for us, it is fine. Now, the tricky part is when you remove the balloon from the bottle, that is where you need to be very careful, because at the very end, the flour may fly out. Okay, so what we do is we release air slowly. Okay, we release air slowly by holding the neck of your balloon and then slowly release the air using only one finger. Or if you can see, some of the flour is really slowly flying out. Okay, so what we do is we release it slowly. Right, so you can see the balloon is deflating. Now, You may leave some air inside, or if let's say you do not want, if you want your balloon to be very solid, then you don't leave any air inside. But if you want, you can leave some air inside, yeah. You can use beans or rice, but it's the feeling of squeezing it is hard, yeah, rather than soft. Okay. So once all the air is released from the balloon, you can do paper, but it will not last. Yeah, some of you are asking whether we can use paper or not. Yes, you can. You can use paper, but you will need tape. Yeah, you can use paper tape or you can use glue. Best if let's say you have felt. If let's say you use felt, then do not use flour. You can use rice or beans. Okay. Otherwise, if let's say you have unwanted foam, yeah, those foam sheets, you can also use, but you need to do 2 pieces and then you hot glue the side together. Okay, so there is nothing that will there's no hole. Yeah, so once we are done, then this is the bottom of our squishy already. Okay, so this is where we will squish it. Okay, so let's get it ready. We just remove all the extra flour from the balloon. If you have a wet cloth, it will help to remove all the flour. Yeah, otherwise then you can just do it slowly. Okay, so this is done. Next thing is, of course, we need to add some character or hair to it. Yeah, so I like to add hair because it makes it look cute, right? So that is the reason why we need yarns. Okay, now doing this, it not necessary you need to make a specific size. Is as long as you like it. Some you may prefer to braid it also can. Okay, but we are going to make a pom-pom and tie it here. So how do we make a pom-pom? We take 4 fingers if let's say that is how big you want, or maybe 3 fingers if you want it smaller. Okay, but since we need to trim it, so I'm going to use 4 fingers. Okay, hold on to one side with your thumb and then start to roll. Now how many time we need to roll this? It depends on you again. If you want it super fluffy, okay, your pom-pom to be super fluffy, then you roll it many times. Otherwise, then I think 30 to 50 times is good enough. Okay, so now we have 2, 4, 6, so 7, 8, 9, 10. So we quickly roll. I'm not going to count. Okay, so we roll. Maybe that is good enough. Okay, so then what you do is you cut it off. Okay, cut it off, and then after that you cut one long strand of yarn and then you tie in the middle. Okay, tie in the middle here. So tying this part, you need to be able to tie it very tight, yeah, otherwise then it will come out. So make sure it is you tie it as close as to the middle, yeah, so that it is more balanced. So tie it very tight. Okay, maybe you have to tie it a few more times to make sure that it is secure. And then tie a date knot. Okay, so let's tie a date knot. Leave the long tail because we need to tie it to the balloon later on. Next thing is we need to cut out so that it looks more fluffy. Okay, let's cut. This is how we make pom-poms. Yeah. Okay, so let's cut this part. Okay, And then after that, we can trim it. So we want it to look more like a ball, then we can trim it. Otherwise, then it looks like this, okay? So usually what we do is we hold up everything and then we cut and trim, make it look a bit more balanced, yeah. So this is how we cut it. Okay. Make sure your tail is still there, okay? So this is how it goes now. Okay. And your pom-pom is ready. So when it is ready, what you need to do is you just tie it onto your balloon, okay, that you make just now. So tie it to where you tie the knot, yeah, below it, so that it stays. Otherwise, then it will come out. So again, tie it many times so that it will stay. Tie the knots. Okay. Tie a few more times so that it can stay more secure. Okay. So once done, you can cut off the excess, yeah. So we will cut it off. And then we can also cut off this part, okay, the neck, because otherwise it will be very obvious. So we will cut it off a bit so that it stays hidden inside. And then we can use our balloon, our hair to cover it, okay? Okay, so this is how it looks like now. And the next thing is, of course, we need to put a face onto our distress ball, yeah. So how do we put? That is why we need a permanent marker. You can use any color that you want, but make sure it is permanent, because otherwise then when you squeeze it, then all the marker will stay in your hand, okay? So permanent marker is the best, and make sure that the surface is clean. There's no flower on the surface, otherwise then it won't stay as well, okay? So let's draw. Let's draw a happy face. Okay, so let's draw a happy face. Okay, so you can draw any emotions that you like. If you need help with finding out what emotions to draw, you can refer to emojis, yeah. So this is done. You can even draw, if let's say you want to draw like flowers and all that, you can also draw, yeah. So make it cute. And then you have to wait for the permanent marker to dry before we squeeze it, because if not, then again it will stay in our hands, okay? So while we wait, then we will talk about what is good mental health, okay? So good cotton stuffing is okay, but I will suggest you to use the fiber type of stuffing because it's softer. Cotton is very solid, yeah, if let's say you stuff it too much, okay? So what are the good type of stuffing? Those from your pillow will be good, yeah. If let's say you have those unwanted pillow and you do not want to throw it away as yet, then you can recycle them. Okay, so again, we are talking about recycling, right? So, or repurposing. So that is what you can do. In fact, one pillow you can actually make a lot of distress ball to give it away. Why not, right? Now, at one point of time, this type of distress ball is selling at I don't know, 10 ringgit. We see it. We actually saw it in other countries, actually, not in Malaysia, and they actually bought it back. Yeah, some of my friends actually bought it back from other countries, and we were like, it's so easy to make, and they have to spend money to buy it. Yeah, so that is why sometimes we take things for granted, I would say, because there are a lot of things that we can actually make it using, all sorts of materials that we have at home, but then we will still say that, oh no, this is too difficult. Is it very difficult? We take less than 10 minutes, right? So yeah, so you have this, right? So what is good mental health? So good mental health is not simply the absence of diagnosable mental health problems, although good mental health is likely to help protect against development of many such problems. Yeah. Good mental health is categorized by a person's ability to fulfill a number of key functions and activities, including the ability to learn, the ability to feel, express, and manage a range of positive and negative emotions, the ability to form and maintain good relationships with others, and the ability to cope with and manage changes and uncertainty. Now, a lot of people, unfortunately, because of the pandemic, a lot of them actually did not manage to go through this cycle. Yeah, because of the changes and uncertainty that they faced. Yeah, so that is why we see the number actually increased. Yeah, not just stress, but in terms of suicidal cases, it has increased tremendously compared to pre-pandemic period, right? So, if you were to ask whether mental health issue can affect children, do you have an answer? It can, actually. Now, this is my personal experience. Many years back, when I had my second child, we didn't realize it actually. The teacher actually told us one day, yeah, that my eldest actually have a nervous breakdown, mild nervous breakdown, which they actually monitor and they talk to him. We didn't, in fact, to be very honest, we didn't realize it after, for about 2 months because we were busy with the new baby. Yeah, but the teachers, luckily, they actually observed and actually found out that he's behaving a little bit different compared to previously. So that's why they talked to him and try to find out what happened. That is how we actually find out that he actually had a minor nervous breakdown because of the new baby. Yeah, so that can happen. So it can happen especially for young kids, because when they have a new sibling, yeah, especially that will happen. So if let's say you have or planning to have a new baby, you need to address this. Yeah. Okay. So again, mental health problems actually affect around 1 in 6 children. Yeah, they include depression, anxiety, and conduct disorder. So conduct disorder is a type of behavioral problem, and are often a direct response to what is happening in their lives. Yeah, alarmingly enough, 75% of the children and young people here we are talking about teenagers, yeah, who actually experience a mental health problem aren't getting any help they need, or in fact they are not aware that they are having it. So that is how critical it is. Yeah, 75%. Can you imagine that? Yeah. So children's emotional well-being is just as important as their physical health. Yeah. Good mental health actually helps them to develop resilience to cope with whatever life throws at them. Yeah, and they grow into a well-rounded, healthy adult. Now we see that a lot of people, a lot of young adult, yeah, when we talk about young adult, those are in their early 20s. Most of them are not able to cope with the challenges, yeah, that the world is throwing at them. Now this had a lot to do with how, of course, upbringing, as well as how they actually. It's also a part of what the mental health is doing. Yeah. So things that can help keep children mentally well include being in good physical health. Yeah, so that is why we always encourage kids to exercise. Yeah, eating a balanced diet and getting regular regular exercise, not just like once in a blue moon type of exercise, yeah, regular exercise. Having time and freedom to play indoors and outdoors. Now, this is very important, okay? Now, I have mentioned it many, many times, and for those of you who know me personally, yeah, I emphasize play a lot. So, and now the world is always talking about, learning through play, learning through play. Why? Because you need to let them play so that they can develop a better health, a mental health problem, mental health, all right? So that is the reason why, okay? Being part of the family that gets along well most of the time. Of course, siblings, they will fight, but they are still very close as a family, okay? Going to school that looks after the well-being of all its students. Now, this is very important because if, let's say, you don't realize it, the kid itself don't realize it, and if the teachers are not paying attention and feel that they are just being naughty or being difficult to manage, then it is a huge problem. Imagine if, let's say, the teacher did not tell us or did not bother to inform us that my eldest is having mental meltdown. We would know. So it could lead to a bigger problem, right? So that is why, as teachers or those who are in the education line, it's also important to also take care your overall well-being of your students, yeah. And of course, taking part in local activities. Now, this one I also emphasize a lot in kids. I told them that life is not just about reading or education or exam or studying. You need to take part in a lot of other activities, yeah, because you need to be well-rounded, right? So if, let's say, you are offered an opportunity to be a monitor, for example, take it. If, let's say, you are asked to take part in competitions or represent your school, go for it. If you have the opportunity to volunteer, go for it, because it is actually helpful. Yeah, you meet new people, you talk to them, yeah. So that helps with your mental health, yeah. So again, let's talk about what can affect children's mental health. We know that birth of a new sibling, that is one thing. Moving home is another. Changing school is actually one of the major issues as well. Yeah. Sometimes if you see kids, yeah, I know that a lot of parents they send kids to school as young as 3, some 2, to those nursery. Yeah. So now this is one thing that I always emphasize, and you need to also take care. Yeah. Some of the kids feel very excited when they go to school, but some don't. Yeah, I can relate to it because my second son, when we tried to send him to kindergarten, 2 years, that was like major nightmare. Every day he will cry and refuse to go to school. So we know he is not ready. So don't force it. There will come a time, right? So kids, they need to feel safe. They need to feel that wanted. Also, they need to feel that it is fun. So if they don't feel that it is fun, then they will behave differently. And that is how you know that they are having sort of mental health problem, whether it's very mild or if, let's say, it gets untreated, it can be a very severe one. All right. Teenagers. We talk about teenagers. For those of you who have a teenagers or preteen, we have one at home. Now, it can also they experience emotional turmoil as their minds and bodies develop. Yeah, because of the changes, they are growing up. Yeah, they change. They are reaching puberty. Yeah, so they need to be able to accept themselves. Sometimes they think, oh, they are not happy with this and that and this and that. So if they do not tell us, we won't know. Okay, because teenagers, they don't talk. They always stuck in their cave or in their own world, right? So it's important that you talk to them, try to understand them, and see whether they are having any challenges. Yeah, because sometimes they won't know as well, right? So some of the commonly mental health problems in children. Yeah, depression. That is one thing. It is very popular, unfortunately, in the very last few decades. Yeah, teenagers are more likely to experience depression compared to young children because of the changes, not just in their mental, it's also in their physical appearance. Yeah, because they are reaching puberty, so that is why we need to really take care. Self-harm is a very common problem among young children. Yeah, some people who experience intense emotional pain may try to deal with it by hurting themselves. Now, this is very, very true. We can see a lot of kids actually do that. Yeah. Um, Generalized anxiety disorder can cause young kids to become extremely worried. Yeah, very young kids or those who are starting or moving school may have separation anxiety. That is why they will refuse to go to school sometimes. Yeah, this happens. It doesn't have a very definite age when it's going to stop. It depends on the kids itself. Because sometimes, if let's say they feel that they are very afraid to separate from their parents, yeah, it can be 8 years old, it can be 9 years old. But what we need to do is we just have to make sure that they are comfortable, yeah, separating. So it takes a while for them to actually be comfortable, yeah. That also means that the teachers needs to play a role because they need to. Kids, they are very special. Okay, no one kids are same. Yeah, everyone is different. But it is the I would say that the job of an educator, yeah, to understand each kids and try to find ways to connect to them. So when they find that we are talking about kids, when they find that they are able to connect to the teacher, then they will open up. They will feel comfortable to be around them. Now this one we see a lot in my own second son. Yeah, so interestingly enough, we have a lot of stories to tell about my second son. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is when the kid are comfortable with a teacher, they will open up to them and they will be an angel. Yeah, sometimes if let's say they are not able to open up, then that is when you will see behavioral problems sometimes. All right, and then what we have here, okay, children who are constantly overactive, impulsive, and have difficulty paying attention may have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or what we call ADHD. Okay, so these are some of the problems. Eating disorders usually start in the teenage years and more common in girls than boys. So please take note. That is why sometimes if let's say we do not manage it, they will grow fat or unhealthy. Okay, growing fat is one thing, but unhealthy is another. So that is why we need to make sure that it doesn't happen. Sometimes it is the other way around, whereby they stop eating altogether. So what we call is anorexia, okay, or bulimia, okay. So it can have a very serious consequence for their physical health and development. So that is why we need to really, really take care. Okay. So now let's talk about the next distress material, okay, that you can make. Now, if let's say you are not making this, okay, a distress ball, then you can actually make a squishy. So you can actually cut. What you do is, first and foremost, you need to cut the shape that you want. Okay, so cut the shape that you want, and then after that, use your permanent marker or your fabric paint to start painting or draw on it. Now, once you finish drawing, you need to let it dry completely before you squish it. Because if let's say it is not dry and you squish it, then all will smudge. Okay, so this is one thing. Now, for young children, if let's say you have young children at home, the other thing that I can think of is making a calming jar or calming bottle. Yeah. So again, what you need to do is, it depends on how big a bottle you want to put. But for young children, if let's say you want them to hold it and play it on their own, then try to make it use a small bottle like the 500 ml and 600 ml bottle. So what you can do is you can add water, a little bit of oil, not too much, yeah. Or you can add a little bit of glue inside so that the water would not flow so fast, yeah. And then you can add their favorite toys inside, yeah, just a little bit, a few. And then add a little bit of sequin, yeah, bling bling if you have, and add some beads inside. So fill the water full. You can add a few drops of food coloring if let's say you want it a different color, and then they can actually play with it. Okay, then actually it calms a child down, whether we believe it or not, because we do that to we used to conduct activities for autism kids, yeah. So calming jar actually calms them down, yeah. So that is how we know. Now, we are not an expert in special needs care, but we do have kids that come to us with special needs, yeah. So that is how we actually learn to cope with them, or learn to understand them, and be comfortable around them, so that they are also comfortable with us, right? So I hope that you enjoy making your distress ball. And for those of you who make a squishy, please make sure you let it completely dry. It will take probably about 8 to 24 hours to completely dry, yeah. So try not to touch it once you are done painting or drawing it, right? So round shape is good, then you can draw emojis on it, yeah. Otherwise, you can do any other shapes. If you have a big block of memory foam, yeah, from your old pillow, for example, you can make a different shape, right? Okay. So let's talk about how we look after our mental health. So 10 tips, I will give you 10 tips to look after your mental health, myself included, yeah. So we have to constantly remind ourselves, because these things we actually take it for granted, yeah. Mental health is important for us to live a sustainable lifestyle, okay, whether we believe it or not. Okay, so again, it is not about recycling, it is not about eating right, it is not about exercising, it is about the overall well-being of an individual, all right? So it is important also for us to teach the kids or educate our kids, yeah, how to take care of their mental health. Okay, first off, we talk about our feelings, yeah. So we open up. Sometimes it is difficult to do, yes. If let's say we know someone who is having meltdown or stress or anxiety, we approach them. It may take them a while to get comfortable with you, but if you do it enough time, then they may open up, because they know that you care, all right? So this is one thing. Second thing is eat well, okay? So our brain needs a mix of nutrients, yeah, in order to stay healthy and function well. That is why we need to eat well, okay? A good diet. Sometimes we can have cheat days, yeah, because, well, it makes us happy. Ice cream, chocolate, yeah. So that are the things that will make our brain happy as well. So sometimes we can indulge in that, all right? Drink sensibly. Now, for those of you that think that, you know, drinking can actually help to deal with fear or loneliness, yeah, it is not the case, yeah. In fact, the effect is only temporary. When the drink wears off, you will feel worse, because of the way the alcohol actually affected your brain and the rest of your body, okay? So drinking is not a good way to manage difficult feelings, okay? So you need to remember that. keep in touch. Now, there's nothing better than catching up with someone face to face. Of course, now we can't, unfortunately, especially kids. Yeah. So what we can do is we give them a call, we drop them a note, we send a gift, make them happy. Okay. So ask for help. Now, this also one thing that we don't do. Okay, especially if, let's say, we know that we are having problems. Yeah, we don't open up, we don't ask for help. So but if we think, or you think that you have problems, you need to ask for help. Okay, from friends or from family. Okay, take a break. Okay, so that is another tip. Take a break. You need some me time. Okay, so for mothers especially, you need to really take a break from what you are doing. Find a hobby that you can do. Yeah. If can, try to allocate me time where you can actually do things that you like. Okay. Be it, painting your nails, be it just baking for your own self. Yeah. Or be it doing a craft works, painting, for example, it helps. Or playing musical instrument, it helps. All right. So tips number 8, do something you are good at. Now we always say that, oh no, you need to fix your problem, you need to fix your weakness. No. The way to live sustainably, or to live a happy life, is do what you are good at. Okay, you need to enhance your strength rather than fix your weakness. Of course, we can fix our weakness. If, let's say, we know that we are getting a B in a certain area, regardless of how good you do it, it may be a B plus or A minus. But if you are good at something, for example, and you enhance your strength, from A, it can be an A plus. From 90 points, 90%, it can be 100%. Okay, so it is important to always focus on your strength first before you fix your weakness. So that is one thing that we need to emphasize. Okay, many of us, we always tell our kids that, this is not good, you need to fix it. But we fail to tell them that you have been doing this good, why not you improve it further? Yeah, myself included. Sometimes we tend to forget. We always pinpoint the weakness and not highlight the strength of the children. So from now on, I think we need to really, how would I say, to encourage the kids that way. Yeah, so that they can have a better overall mental health. Yeah. So accept who you are. That is one thing. You can't change your fate. Yeah. You have to accept it. Okay. It's healthier to accept that you are unique. Yeah. Than to wish that you were like someone else. Okay. So do not compare yourself. Do not compare the kids with others. Yeah. So accept who they are, who you are. Then you will feel that it is a much better overall. Yeah. And care for others, like we mentioned just now. We need to make sure that we always take care of what is happening around us. Okay, of the people that is living or next to us. Yeah, we need to observe them. And if, let's say, we find that they are a little bit off, then we need to really talk to them, counsel them, and observe them more, and then give them advice. They may or may not listen. They may or may not take it. But if you do it enough time, then they may, know that it is time to get help. Okay. So for those of you who want to know where you can actually reach out to, in Malaysia, you can actually reach out to Mental Health Psychosocial Support Service. Talian Kasih, that is another one. Jakim's Family Social and community care center, and of course the more popular one is Befriender in KL. So if let's say you go to Befriender's website, which is www.befrienders.org.my, then you can see a full list of those centers that can offer help in this area. Yeah. Okay, so these are some of the tips. I hope that you gain some knowledge about what mental health is. Yeah, it affects all of us, not just one or the special one. No, it affects all of us at one point or another when we grow up. So it is important that we find out earlier, and also we fix it or try to minimize or find ways to actually reduce the problem. All right. Okay. So that is a little bit about mental health, which is celebrated every year, 10/10. So now we remember not just 10/10 sales. Yeah, we remember 10/10 as World Mental Health Day. Okay. So I hope that you have enjoyed the session. Now, of course, the fun part is lucky draw, right? So last week, starting from last week, because Halloween is coming. Yeah, October is Halloween month. So we have mentioned that every week we will pick one lucky winner to be invited to our virtual Halloween tea party. Okay, so this virtual Halloween tea party is going to happen on 31st of October at 3 p.m. Yeah, it's a Sunday if I remember correctly. It's a Sunday, 3 p.m. So last week we have Zerlin that won the lucky draw. So we see who is the lucky winner this week. So 1 week we will have one winner. Okay. So when I call your name, what you need to do is you need to respond, yeah, to us. How do you respond when I call your name? Say for example, I call Joey. So you need to type into the comment section and say that Joey is here, so that I know you are here. Okay. Now, this virtual tea party we are selling at 130 ringgit per kid. Yeah. So it is really, really worth it. So please make sure if you can't join us this week, make sure you join us in next week or the week after next. So we will have 4 lucky winners this month. Yeah. We can't have a lot of people joining, unfortunately. We only limit it to maximum 25 people. Maximum is 30, depending on how many moderators we can actually get in to moderate the session. What we do is we will have games, we will have craft, we have challenges where the kids will need to complete certain things in a certain time. Okay, then we will have costume parade. So it helps if, let's say, you can start by making your own costume. All right. So let's see who is the lucky winner this week. Esther Leong. Okay, Esther Leong. Mommy Tanny Tang. So Esther Leong, if you are here, please type in at the comment section and say that Esther is here. So we give it a little bit of time for Esther to respond. Yeah. Tomorrow again is 10/10 sales. We are also taking part of 10/10 sales. Yeah. So for those of you who actually followed our Facebook page, you know that we are doing a special promotion to, from yesterday until 11th of October. We are selling our trial class worth 50 ringgit at 10 ringgit 10 cents. However, each family you are only entitled to buy 3 tickets. Yeah. So these 3 tickets, what you can do is you can use it to redeem for physical classes at our center at Tropicana Gardens Mall. Now, if let's say you are far away or in outstation, not in Klang Valley, don't worry, you can use it to redeem for our online classes as well. Yeah, we have online trial classes on a regular basis. So you can actually purchase it and then you can use it to redeem. All right. The validity of these tickets is until 31st of December, so you can use it anytime. But this one, because it's a special promo, it is not eligible to be used together with other promotions. Yeah. So if let's say you're interested to purchase the ticket, you can visit our Shopee page. Yeah. Just put in craft space, then you will be able to find. All right. So do we have Esther Leong? No. Last call for Esther Leong. Mummy Tenny Tang. If you're not here, then we are going to draw another name. Last call. Tenny Tang. Okay. Daughter, kid's name, Esther Leong. No? Alright, so admin say no. So we are going to draw another name. Okay, so let's see who is the lucky one. Oh. Eugene Leong from the same family. So I'm not sure whether Tenny is in. Okay. So Eugene Leong, I would assume that is sibling. Okay. Mummy Tenny Leong, Tenny Tang, sorry. Okay. Eugene Leong, Tenny Tang. Tenny is not around, then we are going to draw another name. Leong Zuo Hao, Mummy Hua Li Lian. Leong Zuo Hao, Mummy Hua Li Lian. Is Lilian here or Zuo Hao? If you're here, please type into the comment section and say Zuo Hao is here. Okay. So do we have Leong Zuo Hao? Calling for Leong Zuo Hao, Mummy Hua Li Lian. If you are here, please type into the comment section. Otherwise, we will draw one more time. Okay, Leong Zuo Hao is here. Congratulations, Zuo Hao. So you will be getting our ticket invite, yeah, for the Halloween tea party on the 31st of October at 3 p.m. So please make your time available because we will take about 2 hours. Yeah, the whole event is going to take 2 hours. So get yourself ready with your costume. Yeah. So I hope that you will enjoy the session on the 31st of October. Now, for those of you who are interested to also purchase the ticket or to participate in our virtual Halloween tea party, you can actually contact us, and then we will give you more details and how you can actually participate. Okay, this month again is Halloween month. We have a lot of workshops on Halloween. So if you're interested, you can sign up as well. Let us know. Alternatively, you can actually buy our DIY kits from Shopee store as well. All right. So I hope that you have enjoyed the session this week. Next week, we are going to have another exciting activity. So please stay tuned. For those of you who have not follow us, please do so. Yeah, like our page so that you can receive more information or updates on our upcoming FB Live. Yeah, this FB Live, as long as we continue to get support and good response from all of you, we are going to continue this every week. Yeah. So hopefully that we can continue it for long period of time so that we can benefit more kids. Yeah, so if let's say you have any friends that you want to introduce to them or tell them, please do feel free to share. Yeah, so that they can also enjoy the session and learn a little bit about sustainable living. All right. So again, I hope you have fun today, and thank you for joining us. I will see you next week. Have a good weekend, and for those of you who are not able to join us for the next few weeks, I will wish you happy Halloween in advance. Yeah, and also don't forget, tomorrow is World Mental Health Day, so please make sure you share the knowledge that you have learned today to your friends and family. All right. So my name is Joey. I look forward to see you again, whether in person or online. All right. I'll see you. Bye.